Listen, have you been looking online and you've been seeing all these so-called online mentor gurus, smurus talking about how you can buy land for zero money down or using business credit to go ahead and start developing your own land? Maybe it's building homes. Maybe it's actually building communities, using business credit and, all these other stuff that it sound good. It would be good if you can do it for $0, but it sound kind of like fluff. And you're saying to yourself, man, is this the truth? And you really want to know, how do I get started with buying land and building up properties myself, or even building up communities? Guess what? You found the right video on Mom Kareem Lewis, your trusted realtor, the one that keeps it real with your AKA Sergeant Sales. And I'm back again. Hot topic: how to flip land, and turn it into new home communities or RV parks or mobile homes. As always, go ahead and like, subscribe, share, follow, help me, help you, help us. Now, if you're kind of wondering, normally, Sergeant Sales, you say your trusted Houston realtor. Why I'm not saying trusted Houston realtor? Well, there's a lot of changes going on. Before I go into the meat and potatoes of the subject, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, right? As I told y'all, I'm always constantly rebuilding, retooling, trying to find new ways, to make things bigger and better. Not only for me personally, not only for my business, but to serve more people, just because it seems like my outreach is going there. And not only I'm touching people that's just in the Houston market, all over Texas, but even in certain other states as well. So I just been plugging, trying to say, okay, what can I do to help out everybody? So now, to make it more of a more expanded reach, that's why I'm going to just say the realtor, the one that keeps it real with you, because I do real estate all around, right? And so if you're a realtor in different states and different cities, you've seen what I've been doing, you like my flow, and you want to plug in, because I always look for partners. Listen, hit me up, shoot me a DM, and let's get started. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes of all things, right? So land, let's talk about land flipping. Again, you see on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you see all these quick little 15-minute spills talking about, people that purchase land. Like I just saw one this morning. They was talking about, the guy got some land out there in the country. He got about 10 acres for like $100, and he about to put a bunch of RV parks and all this and all of that, whoopie, right? So now, I want to break down something to you. Things that sound good, right? It sound good. It sound easy. You got to always do your homework. Check the source. Check the checker. Because a lot of times people sell hoop dreams because, again, it sound good. And of course, if they got a course or something like that, they make it sound like, oh, you want to get money in 90 days, this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. That's not the case, right? There's a big process when you're talking about buying land, right? Raw land, unimproved land, and turning it either building up a home for yourself or building up something for investments, right? The first part of everything, and you hear me stress this on all my video, and what it is, credit, right? You got to have your credit right. You got to have good credit. I can't stress that no more. Like you hear, oh, good credit, bad credit, no credit. You just got repoed, but you can buy a home and all that stuff. Listen, always remember this. With bad credit, if you buy or purchase anything with bad credit, it's always going to cost you more in the long run, right? Always. If you look at Rent-A-Center, these rent-to-own stuff, you're always paying more money. It does not benefit you. So if you're talking about making moves and doing business, first thing, get your credit right, okay? If you ever need help, I got videos on how you can repair it yourself. I'm also going to drop the link in the comments where you're watching this with my smart credit link, where you can go ahead and, start the path of fixing your credit yourself. Likewise, I do our power calls for a fee where I can give you some pointers. So if you truly say, I want to do it myself, but sometimes I might have questions, again, I'm going to have this rolled out as well. So you can hit me up and I can assist you while you're doing it yourself. But maybe you say, you know what? I know for a fact I'm not disciplined enough to do it. Guess what? I can help you with full out credit repair services. Go ahead and send me a message. Wherever you're watching this, send me a private message. Hey, Kareem, I need help. And then we'll go ahead and settle that up, right? Likewise, talking about credit repair. If you owe unsecured, right? If you have some unsecured debt. What's unsecured debt? Unsecured debt is if you have credit cards, right? Anything that's not covered with property. Like if you have a car and you having a hard time paying for that car, that's secured debt because it's secured by the car. If you have a home, same scenario where you might be facing foreclosure, because you haven't been making your payments, that's still a secured debt. Now, if your car got repo and they're saying that you owe money, now that's unsecured debt. Same thing with your house. Your house already been foreclosed, it's already been sold, you're already out of it, but they saying you owe a debt, that's unsecured debt. Credit cards, loans, payday loans, things like that, that's unsecured debt. And if you need help with that, again, Trinity Wealth Network, we can help you with that with a partnership with another company that we have that we can get you squared away. So if you have $10,000 or more in unsecured debt, again, hit me up, text debt in the comments, and we'll get you set up with that, right? Now, if you're going to do any business, remember I told you it's a difference between having a business and a hustle, okay? If you don't file taxes, if you don't have a 1099 file, you have a hustle. And it's going to be hard as heck to try to get approved for any type of business loan, any type of funding, because they're not going to take you seriously. So now, if you need help setting up an LLC, right? Guess what? Again, I can help you with that. Just hit me up. We can assist you with that. Trinity Wealth Network, we can do that for you, right? If you haven't filed your taxes, right? You got back taxes. You never filed taxes. You got 2-3 years. Guess what? We can assist you with that because now I do taxes as well. Bing, I told you, I'm a total in one, all combo here to help you out. Likewise, if you're already a business, you're already formed up, but guess what? Bookkeeping, right? Because you got to keep up your books to do your taxes. Guess what? I can assist with bookkeeping. I can assist next year for your taxes. We can do the bookkeeping already to get you lined up so that you can get the greatest tax return possible. So again, hit me up. These are the things that I offer through Trinity Wealth Network. So hit me up on that. So now I done talked about that, right? So now we're going to say you got good credit. You got your business form. You got everything ready. Now you're ready to get started and land. Now let's get into the meat of it, right? So now with land, a lot of these sources you see online, they talk about land banks and things like that. I know people see it all the time. And I even had some of my previous clients ask me, hey, Kareem, what's up with this land bank? Is there any truth to it? Land banks, which every major city, in every state, they have a land bank program. Now, what you got to realize is this. You have to look at the fine print when it comes to the land bank, because most of the time, the land bank is going to go to nonprofit organizations first, and then usually what's left, then they sell it out. Now, anytime you can get land cheap, okay? I'm going to say this straight up. Anything that you can get cheap, you got to ask yourself, is it truly valuable? Right? A lot of the land that you can get for cheaper prices, you got to really do your research. Because when it comes to land, if you remember, I did a video and I talked about land formations, when you buy a new home and problems that people have with new homes, with foundation issues, things like that. It's talking about the land. What kind of land are you buying? Is it old swamp land? Is it old land that they use as trash fields? Is it in a valley, look like it's in lowland, or is it coming down a hill where, water clearly, will hit your home? Are you in the back of a river or a lake, or look like what used to be a lake? These are all things that you look at. How is the ground? What type of material is it? Is it sandy? Is it shell rock? Is it limestone? All these things is studies that you have to do. So you can't just go willy-nilly and just say, I'm going to just buy any plot of land, because it's studies that you have to do. You got to make sure it's not poisonous, right? It's not any type of issues, to live. Because what's the sense of building land, especially for yourself, or even if you're talking about doing it as an investment, you buy it, right? And then you sell it to somebody, build up your house, you sell it to somebody, next thing you know, you're getting sued because come to find out it's a nuclear waste site. You really have to do your homework. Now, let's just say it's good land, good solid land, good foundation, whatever, right? The next thing you got to ask yourself is the utilities, right? Because to live there, you got to be able to get water, you got to be able to get electricity, you got to be able to get gas. People nowadays, you got to have some type of telecommunications. So if not telephone lines, at least some form of internet, because everything revolves around the internet. So you got to have it. And if you got land, where there was no utilities, now you got to bring that in. That's an extra cost. So a lot of times you hear people, oh, you can get built up real quick for $0. You got to pause that. Okay. So now the proper steps, if you truly say, man, I want to build up communities. I see these homes. I want to build my own community. Or you saw a mobile home park, and said, man, I want to do that. Or you see some of these small homes, mini homes, and say, I want to be able to provide homes that's more affordable, for lower income families. You can do that. And that's great things. It's just process. It's just steps. The best thing I can tell anybody to do is you start off small. Stop thinking, oh, I'm going to get me 1,000 acres and this is your first shot. Don't do that. You start small, right? You got to crawl before you bow, right? That is the numero uno thing. Crawl before you bow. So now what I mean by that. So right now, for all my veterans, again, if you've been plugged into my channel, you've been already hearing me saying the VA loan is the greatest loan of all times. Why? Because there's so much flexibility that you have with the VA loan. Not only with no money down, right? You don't need a 580 like some of these other ones. You can have a 560, a 550. I've heard of people with a 500 credit score get approved, And with the VA loan, not only you can buy a home, remember I told you can do fix and flips, right? With a VA loan, with a home that you're going to live in, but you can also do new construction. So you can actually purchase land, build up a home, right? And you can use a VA loan to do all of that. And remember, for a home, long as 1 to 4 units is considered residential. So you can build you a multifamily as a residential with the VA loan, zero money down, and you good to go. You might say, well, sorry, say if I wasn't a veteran, I'm not a veteran, what can I get? The FHA loan does the same thing, but you got to have better credit. And plus, you got to put down the 3.5 down. Now, they do have programs like I talked about before. If you got a 620, where we can get you a conventional loan where you don't have to put no money down, no PMI, and you can use it to do new construction, right? It's some different qualifiers. You just got to hit me up so I can go fully into it. We can get you squared away with that too, right? Or if you're out there in the rural, the USDA loan, which is 0%, both for veterans and for non-veterans, right? So these are all things that you can do. So now if I was someone that said, okay, I want to develop land, instead of talking about acreage, start off with a lot. You can find lots like here in the Houston area. We have lots in different parts, right? That's in the city or maybe in the suburbs that you can find that's already improved, meaning you have utilities there. You have water, you have electric, you have gas, you have internet. So you don't have to worry about bringing that in. And you can build up and learn the process, the steps of it, right? Or even if you go out a little bit and you have to bring it in because it's on a smaller scale, you can control it a little bit more. And again, you learn the process on a smaller scale. So now you can build up your list of preferred vendors, your construction, construction crews, utility crews, people that do sidewalks and pavements and roofing and, plumbing and electricity, people that can do the septic tanks, people that can do well water, things like that can get you squared away. So now once you complete a project, say in town on a lot, now, all right, let's increase, let's build this up, right? So now you can feel comfortable doing an acre, right? Or even going out to the rural areas because now you got a power team set up. You got some experience. You got your business set up right. You done had some loans that completed. Again, you can get started with the VA loan, with the FH loan, and then transfer it over to an LLC, which again, you want that information, you got to hit me up offline and become a client, become in that strong circle. Then I can give you that secret sauce. But as always, secret sauce time, right? Secret sauce time, secret sauce time. For those that stay true with the video, because I know a lot of y'all just don't watch these whole videos, you know. This is right now, I'm at 16 minutes. Some of y'all might stay on long enough, some of y'all don't. But for those that did, bling, 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 bling. Secret sauce time. Guess what the secret sauce of the day is? As you've been seeing some of my videos talking about using the power of manufactured homes, modular homes, to build up. So when we're talking about new construction build up, right? Taking land, I find a lot. You can use a manufactured home and actually get it bricked in to where it'll start appraising, not depreciating, appraising just like the homes around it. And in a lot of cases, not only you will have automatic equity, in most cases, you won't have a PMI. Because with PMI, remember, with your loan, when you have a loan, once you hit 20% less of the loan value, you can have that PMI removed from the loan. And if you already have built up equity, here you go. It's already built in. It's already set up. You good to go. So, you know, with a modular home, right? Dig this. If you find a strip of land, right? I got my modular home. I got my strip of land. With my strip of land, right? My lot, you know, say if it has the utility. Say if I build up a home. To build up a home, it could take anywhere from 3 to 6 months. With a modular home, you know, they're like kit homes where they can be built right there on the site or they're already done. You set the foundation, you put it up. Now you're talking 30 days. So with the modular homes, they even have duplex modular homes. So again, if you a veteran or using an FHA loan, you can buy a lot, put one in place, that's a duplex, live in one side, rent out the other, and it's already going to be cheaper than any other duplex that you can buy brand new. And now if you buy the right lot size where you can expand and put more, again, you can rinse and repeat on the same land. So if you get the right size land, the right size lot, and you set it up the right way, you can do a multiple play where you can multiply use that FHA VA loan to get multiple duplexes, the modular duplexes on your property, right? Facts. And so again, all these things, had the videos out. You know, if you want more information, you can hit me up, and I can get you squared away. The last closing bit that I want to say is this. I want to thank everybody for just the support in the years. You know, it's important to take the time out just to say thank you, right? And I truly appreciate for all my new subscribers, followers, people that have been commenting, people that reached out as a client, you know, here in the Houston area, man, y'all been good to me. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say thank you, you know, and with all my moves that, you know, things that's coming up, you know, again, like I said, I'm going to expand. I'm going to different states and, you know, you're going to see the videos and, you know, hopefully I could be that next multi-millionaire, maybe billionaire. You never know. And y'all can say, man, I remember my man making them videos, you know, in the car, going to and fro and, you know, giving that knowledge, you know, and I don't care how successful I get. Guess what? You always stick with the original sauce, the original flavor. So I'm going to always make these videos. But again, I just want to say thank you to all my listeners, followers, viewers, those that held me down. If you need help, like I said, if you're trying to buy a home, rent a home, hit me up. If you need help selling your home, especially in these times, hit me up. If you're facing foreclosure, you don't have to go through foreclosure. You don't have to lose your equity. Hit me up. You know, 346-589-8925, 346-589-8925. You know, I'm all about trying to help people be empowered to empower themselves with self-employment. Listen, I got the plug. You've seen some of my ads out, been talking about you can do